Hey Reddit. So this is our Stranger Things wall of lights that we created for our upcoming Halloween party. My friend Caitlin put together the background. She got the paper and she used sponges and paint to make the sort of wallpaper pattern you see. And then she also painted the letters on. And then we mounted that whole thing to a large piece of cardboard so that we could wire up everything and work on it on the ground before then mounting it on the wall, which is actually very helpful. Um, and yeah, so we originally programmed it using an Arduino, and the Arduino was great, but it could only loop through a list of predetermined messages. And so that worked when we put that on Reddit. We used it to make the invitation to our party, but then someone on Reddit suggested actually that we set it up so that you can text messages to it, which will then be spelled out. So I swapped out the Arduino for Raspberry Pi, and now that's what's controlling the whole board. And yeah, you can text it, and we sent that text number out to all the party guests. So when they come over to the party, they can be texting messages to the wall all night. So yeah, a few of you asked to see how it works, and so I'm just going to show you that really quickly. It is my first Raspberry Pi project, and I had never soldered anything until doing this. So bear with me. It is a complete rat's nest of wires, but it's working, and yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. So yeah, here is the so this is the wall, and then powering it down here. Got the Raspberry Pi, and the Raspberry Pi is connected to these breadboards. And the breadboards have three shift registers on them, and the shift registers basically are just have 8 output bits, and for every for 3 pins on the Raspberry Pi, you can connect to the shift register and control 8 bits. And it's kind of hard to see in the rat's nest in there, but so in each of the shift registers is 8 bits, which controls 8 letters. And so we have 3 of them, so we can control 24 letters. I left out X and Z. I could have wired this up separately, but figured this is good enough for what we needed to do. So yeah, and as you can see, each of the wires runs up behind the wall and down to the Raspberry Pi. And we had to label each one of them individually and plug them all in. But it is a complete and utter mess. I have not learned cable management very well. Hopefully in the next project that we do, we'll do that. Yeah, so on the Raspberry Pi, you have 3 pins, one for the data pin, one for the clock pin, and one for the latch pin on the shift registers, which controls everything. And the Raspberry Pi is plugged in, is hooked up to our Wi-Fi, and then connects to an online service called Twilio, which has Python modules for connecting to the service. So Twilio lets you text things to a number that you can purchase from them, and then use Python to pull down the messages or send text messages. So yeah, let me show you how it works. Here, I'll turn it on. Hold on. So yeah, right now, it starts and it just loops through some predetermined messages, and then it flashes all the lights in between messages. So if someone hasn't texted the wall in a while, it'll just loop through some predetermined things we've coded in. Right now it just says run or dance or get funky. But if you text it, and so here I'll text this one. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it says hi Reddit. I'm just gonna send. So it loops through the messages, get funky, and flashes. And then it pulls down the messages and then adds them to the list, and then we'll loop through them. So H, hi, R, Reddit. anyway, hope you like it. We're pretty excited about it, and I can talk more about how we built it, and I can share the code with anyone that's interested. It took a while, but it was actually pretty easy to make and didn't take a lot of coding or um, electrical experience at all. All right, thanks.